Hey, Shalom, Shalom. I want to start as always by giving all praise to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS, and honors to you brothers doing the work in truth with sincerity. This is going to be a quick one on on the news that this geezer here, this devil, he's dipped off to the spirit world, right? Because this guy, I just looked up his views on on God, and as you'd expect, he he doesn't believe in the God, right? And it's it doesn't matter, because now he's in the spirit world and he knows for sure. And what's worse is he knows that when he comes back, right, while he's up there, he learned that there's such a thing as reincarnation in the scriptures, and then he's gonna have to come back and serve slavery, man. I know for all the information I have, since this guy's an Edomite, I have nothing else to say otherwise. If I'm wrong, please correct me. But everything I have is this guy's an Edomite, man. And in that chair, right. So I'll go into this article a bit. This is from Time, right? It says so basically this guy's been in, he's been in this wheelchair for like 50 years. They said a physicist who died at age 76 wasn't expected to see his 25th birthday, right? So basically he's been jacked up, right? Because one thing you gotta understand is there's some things that are worse than death, right? Having to look like that, look at that. I mean, those are different faces man had. Can I zoom in? Let me see if I can zoom in. Look at that, man. Look at that, man. This guy got jacked the fuck up, man. Right, and with some of the comments that you'll see, you're like, hey, good on you. Right, but first things we got to address, right, is Psalms 14:1 says, the fool had said in his heart, there is no God. Right, this guy, as we'll read in the article, he said there is no higher power, man. He said there is no God. Right, even in one interview, as we're gonna get, he even expounds. It says he's making a statement, oh, but there is no God, right? It says they are corrupt, they have done abominable works, there is none that doeth good, right? So we go back here. It says, I've lived the prospect of an early death the last 49 years. Hawking said, I'm not afraid of death, but I'm in no hurry to die, right? And because, man, like I said, he's coming back into slavery, man. Right, it says Hawking didn't believe in heaven. It says the scientist took a pragmatic view of what happens to the body, to the brain and the body after death. It says, I regard the brain as a computer which will stop working when its components fail. He told the government, there is no light, there is no heaven or afterlife for broken down commuters. So basically this guy is carnal, right? This guy is carnal. He's likening the creation of the Most High to the creation of man. Right, because the human brain, look, man, all the works of the Lord are good. Right, the human brain is one of those magnificent works, right? But to tackle what he said, it says there is no heaven or afterlife. It says, then shall the dust, right? So we get that here in Ecclesiastes 12:7. It says, then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto the Most High who gave it. Right. So basically, when you die, your body breaks down into its elements, and then your spirit goes up to the Heavenly Father. Right. Also, get a quick note on that in the Job 3rd chapter. Right. Right, 3rd chapter, and start from the 10th verse. Says 11th verse says, why died I not from the womb? Why did I not give up the ghost when I came out of the belly? Why did the knees prevent me? Or why the breast that I should suck? For now should I have lain still and been quiet. I should have slept, then had I been at rest. So basically Job was catching so much hell that he wished that he had died. Man, so my man for 50 years has been in this debilitated state, just disgusting state. I mean, hey man, like I said, there are some things worse than death. Right, and we carry on. It says, why Why did the knees prevent me, or why the breast I should suck? For now, should I have lain still and been quiet, I should have slept. Then had I been at rest. Right? So basically, the spirit world is rest, and that's what happens. That's what Job here is referring to. Right? Why, have I been catching all this hell? Why didn't I die? And then when I died, I'd been in the spirit world, man. Right? Says he goes on to say he believed in an impersonal God but not creator. Hawking invoked the name of God in his seminal book, A Brief History of Time, writing that a physicist could find a theory of everything that is a cohesive explanation for how the universe works. They would glimpse the mind of God. Right? Once again, this guy being kind of thinking that, hey, look, what you got to understand is we know what the Most High wants us to know, and that's it. The Most High doesn't want us to know about it. We ain't going to know about it. Right? You think if the Lord wanted, knowledge of nuclear weapons, wanted to use nuclear weapons to take out old Egypt, that, they wouldn't have had the understanding to do that. They would have had the understanding, but that wasn't for that time. That knowledge wasn't to be revealed for that time. Right? Imagine, we would have never even got this far. Right? But the Lord used it this time around. He put the understanding of these nuclear weapons and how to use them, how to send them from one place of the world to another, and how to have such a destructive force on this time around that it will completely destroy America. Right, he saved that understanding for now. So for this guy to move like, we can even know the Most High. Right, so Isaiah 55 and 8 says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith Yahweh. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than yours, and my thoughts than yours." Right, basically, Lord saying, look, man, stay in your fucking lane. Right, so stay in your lane. And that's one thing you also got to do, with when you're in this truth. There are things that are allotted for you to know at particular points in time. Right, even for things that have been revealed, even in the spirit, you might be a breakdown may have come out a while ago, and then you'd be reasoning with brothers, and then you'll be like, oh shit, hey shit, oh right, is that the breakdown? Or oh shit, I didn't know the apostles had made that statement. Why? Because you wasn't meant to get it before that point, because if you were, you would have heard it before. Right. Right, so Deuteronomy 29:29 says, "The secret things belong unto Yahweh our power, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law." Right, so there are certain breakdowns, certain intricate things that we won't know about these scriptures. Right, but the ones that the Most High has revealed to us, we know. And just like how the understanding of certain things in the world, right, that the Lord has given that understanding to Esau, right? But hey, you got this as well. Job, right? It says Job 14:5 says, "Seeing his days are determined, the numbers of his months are with thee. Thou hast pointed his bounds that he cannot pass." Right. So that's talking about his days determined. So Esau's got a lot of time to rule, right? And that his time has bounds. Right, his knowledge too has bounds, because he ain't supposed to get certain amounts of knowledge. Right, imagine Esau knew how to create life from nothing. Esau will become a madman, as you see now. He's trying to make it such that two men can have a child together. This man's a madman, which is why he hasn't been given certain levels of understanding about, so this guy's statement that they would glimpse the mind of God, that is just pure blasphemy. So it says, but in later interviews and writings such as 2012, which he co-wrote with Leonard Hawking, clarified that he wasn't referring to a creator in the traditional sense. Then he goes on to some madness. Goes on to say Hawking considered himself an atheist. Says Hawking spoke more plainly about his thoughts on God in an interview with Spanish publication Română. "Before we understand science, it is natural to believe that God created the universe. But now science offers a more convincing explanation." Once again, carnal, right? Because these guys aren't spiritual at all. Shit. I'm trying to remember this script wording of the scripture. Carnal man receiveth Slovakia. Right, it says 1 Corinthians 2:14. It says, but the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of the Most High, for they are foolishness unto him, neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. Right, so there's certain things where, you know, you'll be just going on, you're like, oh shit, that's a spirit. Or you can see the beauty in certain things. Like, friends, one thing I personally have never understood is how people can study science, biology, and draw the conclusion that there is no God, when you realize how intricate the human body is, you know, and how intricate everything from the moment that you're a dirty thought in your dad's head, you know, all of the hormones that are getting released, everything from, you know, the way would you call it, your penis secretes an alkaline liquid to basically help alkalinize the vagina when it goes in, because the vagina is slightly acidic, right? You go in there, you know, and you got the sperms, the way they swim up in it, up in there, and it creates the egg, and a boom, you know, Apostle spoke about, you know, what you call it, and I remember the brother was breaking, it was like, yo, the apostles spoke about how they when the egg meets a sperm, right, you know, there, you know, a light comes, and, you know, it came out that scientists had found this light that is created, right? You know, but we all see the beauty in that. We see that the Lord has done all of these things. In fact, while I'm here, Sirach 39. Is it 39 that I want? Yeah, it's 39, right? All the works. Sorry if you just bear with me. Right, it says Sirach 39:16 says, all the works of Yahweh are exceeding good, and whatsoever he commandeth shall be accomplished in due season. Right, he's showing you that basically everything that the Most High has made is amazing, and it's good, and it's beautiful. Right, it says, but he that is spiritual judgeth all things, yet he himself is judged of no man. Right, so we carry on. It says, before it is natural to believe that God created the universe, but now science offers a more convincing explanation. He said, what I meant by we would know the mind of God is we would know everything that God would know. Man, we broke that down in Isaiah the 55th chapter, the 8th verse. Right, it says, if there was a God, which there isn't, which is what I was saying, that's what you notice about these atheists. They like to, clarify their belief that there is no God, right? It says, if you wish there isn't, I'm an atheist, right? And then he goes on, to say some other stuff. So we've read Psalms 14:1. We'll read it again. So the fool has said in his heart, there is no God. And, this guy's a fool. Yet he's lauded as one of the smartest men in the world. Yet he cannot believe in a God. He's probably thinking, if there is a God, why am I in this world, chat? But, hey, judgment. That's why. That's the answer. Right? You get that? Just looking for a scripture. Right, it says, is this the one I want? Yeah, it says Ecclesiastes 3:16 says, and moreover I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. Right, so the earth is where you get judged. Right, so you can commit your crimes, in one life, and then not get jacked up in that life, and then in the next life you get jacked up for those crimes. Right, those crimes being those sins. Right, it says John 9 from the top says, and as Yahushua passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth, and his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man? Right, and notice how I said blind from birth, right? You know, so he, you know, I mean, when they say this man, they're talking about in his last life, right? It says all his parents that he was born blind, right? So they, you know, the apostles had the understanding that, you know, you get judged for your past crimes in you know, your past sins, your past wickedness in the next life, right? But you know, with this man's instance, it was just to show the power of the Most High, right? This is Psalms 10:4 says, the wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts. This is 1 Timothy 6:20. Sorry. It says, O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science, falsely so called. And a lot of this shit, if not most of the shit this guy was talking about, like I said, I don't know, you know, a great deal about, you know, some of the things he says, but it's just bullshit, right? And which is why you have, you know, this statement here. It's just before we understand science, and that's why you got a lot of our people, right, that don't believe in the Most High, because, you know, so you know, science basically fallen for Esau's lies, right? But this is, you know, science falsely so called. It's not science, right? This is Ezekiel 28:2. Right, and we'll start from verse 2. So, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus saith the Lord power, because thine heart is lifted up. Right, and this is talking about Esau, right? You know, lifted, and the clue there is thy heart is lifted up. Right, you basically saying that you are proud, and who's more proud than Esau? It says, and thou hast said, I am God. I sit in the seat of God in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man and not God, though thou set thine heart as the heart of God. Right, now I'll bring this out because in, you know, all of this science shit, it all basically is to make Esau feel like he is a god on earth, right? So that it's a thing of, yeah, I did it of my own works, and not giving credit to who who actually shit, my mind just went blank, so luck. But not giving credit to who really is responsible for all of the great works that are done in this world, which is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You know, you read Sirach 39, he's basically showing you, you know, goes about how the Lord just controls everything, and everything is good. He likes how everything is. Right, his what you call it? Is that what I want? You know, but I believe I hit the point. Yeah, I mean, this guy, you know, pursuing to Isaiah, Psalms 14:1, this guy's a fool. Right, so that, Lord's will, you were edified. I must say, Shalom.